Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we want to look at the internal organizational environment, and to be specific in this video we're going to be looking at conflict, the different types of conflict in the workplace, and how can conflict be referred to as positive or negative. So what is conflict? Conflict is the disagreement or difference of opinions between or among individuals that can be potentially harmful to an organization. Now, you have two opinions and they're not the same, right? That brings about a conflict. Now, the conflict can either be positive or negative. Positive conflict, this does not mean that the conflict is good, but it means that this conflict will lead to something that is beneficial. So positive conflict, it is constructive in nature. It produces new ideas. It solves a problem that has existed in the organization for a while, or it provides an opportunity for people and teams to expand their skills and fosters creativity. On the other hand, negative conflict, it leads to something that is unpleasant, and it leads to a failure to arrive at a commonly shared plan for achieving a specific goal. Now, negative conflicts, they tend to focus on personal differences and personalities rather than a logical decision making. Negative conflict results in a failure to arrive at an agreed decision. It leads to more tension, anger, and stress. If negative conflict is common, then the organization will struggle. All right, so that is the difference between positive and negative conflict. Negative conflict will lead to something that is unpleasant, while positive conflict will lead to something that is beneficial. All right, now we're going to be looking at internal conflict. So within an organization, there will be different sources of internal conflict. Some of these are listed here, and we have three main ones. The first one being poor working conditions. Now, if conditions are unsafe or unhealthy, or if the workers are being paid low, that can lead to conflict between the managers and the workforce. If there's a need to change the way the organization operates, and what does that mean? Organizations that have been around for a long time, they might have a specific way that they operate. Now, managers who are usually can be the older persons, they are used to operating in that way because they have worked for the company for several years and they're not used to change, right? Conflict can arise between those who see or who can see the benefits of new ways of operating and those who are used to the old ways of operating. And another conflict would be conflict between functional areas in an organization, right? And this usually arises from communication issues. So conflict is often caused by clashing priorities and the poor interpersonal skills of one or more managers or employees. For example, production managers may want to do things with a production focus, such as making the best use of production resources. In contrast, the marketing department may want to focus on marketing, for example, by giving priority to consumer insights. However, the accounting department may want to focus on methods that they can use to minimize costs and maximize revenues. So what is going to happen here? The accountant will have to determine whether they're going to choose the production department or the marketing department. All right, so that is the end on conflicts. If you want to find out some ways that employers or some strategies that employers can use to gain an upper hand in conflict, watch the video that is in the playlist, the following video after this one. All right, and there's also a link right here. Thank you. Bye.